It says it's now streaming. We're good. Like we're
No,
live.
I logged in from unblocked. I thought it was the day consulting as well, but here we are.
Hey, we made it.
We always do.
It
It
says
takes a
it's now
second.
streaming.
We're good.
All right, awesome. Hi, Dayna. How are you? Please give us
Uh,
an update on how you've been personally.
I'm great. It was 65 here yesterday, which I don't know if you've ever seen this meme. It's not very relevant to your the part of the world you live in, but I saw it last year and it cracks me up every time. It basically is like if you live in colder climes, it was like this first day that it's nice when you're walking around and you feel like you like did Molly or something because it does change your mood so much. And so I'm riding high, and of course we're supposed to get it like 10 feet of inches of snow tomorrow. So but no, I've been good. I'm just chipping away, nothing really major to update you on, but how have you been?
Pretty great. I remember like you sharing that you just have like about 2 months to your, like delivering your baby and stuff. So how have you been feeling emotionally? About it?
It's 2.5 months. I did say 2 months too earlier, but I should stop rushing it. I'm feeling good. It's a whole new ball game. I'm trying to figure out maternity leave. My last child, I was in corporate America and had a team, I think of 10 or 12 at the time. So I was able to be OCD control freak at Dayna. And, 2 to 3 months prior, I had my whole maternity leave mapped out, communicated on lock, and knew I was going to be, had this amount of time off and my benefits were taken care of. So that's been, a new challenge, but I'm figuring it out and wouldn't have it any other way. And as far as physically, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling okay. I'm tired. I feel large, but I can't complain. Everyone's healthy and people have much harder pregnancies. So it's definitely more challenging though, when you have a little toddler chasing around after and pregnant and you just want to sleep all the time. But overall, I can't complain. Again, I'm healthy. And as far as we know, the baby is.
I know how like it's you being an entrepreneur and then you delivering a baby, like different sort of challenges. Like you said last time you were in corporate America, you had your leave sorted, your team's like all sorted, but this time you're the last line of defense, and for you to coordinate everything, super proud of you how you're
Thank you. You're
managing
so sweet.
of course. And I want to ask you, what do we have any exciting updates about Unblocked? What's been happening during the month of February?
Yeah, so lots of fun things are happening, and exciting things are happening with Unblocked. They're the two areas that I went into this year focusing on were connection and connecting with women specifically in the space and female entrepreneurs, as well as this, commerce experience, as we're calling it, which I won't get into in too much detail, but it's been really exciting to kind of see how all of these amazing conversations are leading to new connections and opening doors and creating, new opportunities and avenues for collaboration as it pertains to us all coming together to figure out what we want the future of Web3 to look like, how we can use these technologies to get more women in the space, create more opportunities for financial accessibility, and just get really creative and have fun with how we can use these technologies to build things that are solving problems for the demo that we are speaking to, and kind of, which is women of all ages. And I've learned how much, I've been reminded how much it lights me up to talk to other women and collaborate. And I'm having a lot of fun leaning into that. And that is very much continued to provide more clarity on what the kind of product roadmap looks like from Blocked as it pertains to the things we're building, as well as our content strategy. It's been really, I think it's been a good reminder of the more we can lean into what really lights us up and what we love, the more the easier growth happens. And all of our audiences have been growing across social, and I feel like I'm putting less effort into it than I ever did, because it's simply me having conversations and then having the fabulous team around me chop that content up and retrofitting it for the different platforms we're playing on. So yeah, we were just talking about this. It's very much kind of a slow and steady and strategic and thoughtful approach, but I know in all of my being that is the move here. So taking it one day at a time, but we're having fun, again, chatting, building with others, and watching things kind of serendipitously. I always struggle with that word. I don't know why I try to use it. Serendipitously.
Serendipity, but
serendipity. I can say serendipity, but
me too.
but I watch it all. The dots are just connecting, which is great. That's depends on the day you get me. Some days I'm like having a heart attack and panic attack that I'm not doing enough, I'm not moving fast enough, and nothing's working out. So
I know. I feel like that's like a sign of a person who's just saying, always continuously wants to grow and wants to do better. But in real life, like people have approached me here in India, like, hey, do you work for Unblocked? They really like the content. They really appreciate it. It is so like easy and digestible. And I'm super excited to exactly where we're heading. Like I feel like even though we might be taking a slow and steady process, I feel like it is very, very effective. And I'm such a firm believer in, it's not about how many followers you have, but it's about who follows you. And I feel like we genuinely have an impact, and we're adding value and creating value for the people who are consuming our content. So I'm super, super excited about it. And
that's, I've been doing one of the things I've been thinking a lot about this year is just kind of how can we take more of a grassroots approach, because as you said, it's not, for me at least, it's not about scale and size. It's about providing the most impact, and that even if that's just one person and we're changing their life in some way, shape, or form, like that's what I'm trying to achieve. And I've just been reminded, sometimes it's when you're building something from ground up, it is hard sometimes because it's hard not, we're all human. It's hard not to second guess yourselves or doubt how you're thinking about things. And I've been doing office hours, and I'm doing 2 a week with just anyone. Last week I connected with the adorable 2 18-year-old girls, twins, sisters from Seattle that follow us and put time on the calendar. And it was it just lit me up, and it just reminded me that this is the right path, and slowly but surely things are coming together again, even if it isn't how I guess in the past I would have defined building a successful big brand, if that makes sense. And yeah, so I'm having fun with it, and that's all that matters.
That's amazing. Yeah, I definitely feel like making a difference in someone's life, like one piece of content can make someone enter the Web3 world, and it's a whole different world that opens up before them. And I feel like
it opens up your eyes too. Like that's the 18-year-old girl, the 2 wonderful girls I spoke with, like I wasn't just lit up because like I added value to them. It was so immensely valuable to talk to 2 18-year-old women, because at the end of the day, one, I'm learning age really doesn't matter, at least for me and how I'm wired.
Yeah.
We're all same, but different. And so many of the things that we spoke about, these girls are remarkable. I was not like, I would say this to you and everyone that's under 25 that I work with, like you guys are, I don't even know what I was doing before, 23 years old, but these 2 18-year-old girls are just talking a lot about like how problematic social media and technology is for them, how it has been, what it's done to their lives, their friends, and they want to start seeing how they can help even younger generations of girls.
Yeah.
to help educate them and help like give them more boundaries on this technology, et cetera. Like that's all so much of the essence of what I'm trying to do for people younger than me. And
Yeah.
I'm not 18, I'm not 25. So I don't know what makes, the Gen Z generation tick, but I want to know, and I don't want to assume because there's no need to. So I think, again, that's just this idea of coming together in collaboration is so powerful. And I'm excited to continue to lean into it and just see how it manifests, because I just believe in the power of it in such a big way. And with each conversation, each day that I progress on this path, there's more conviction there for me. I feel like I just said so many C words. So conviction, community, collaboration.
That's really like the essence of what we're trying to do. It's very catchy. And I really want to say it's commendable and it's amazing that out of like having such a hectic schedule, personally and in your business life, you managed to do these office hours and connect with these people. It's amazing. And did you record this conversation anywhere, or was it like just a one-on-one?
I actually did record it. I recorded it. I'm getting much better at recording all of my conversations. But this one, I sent it to them because they want to also create content, be content creators. And not that I want to be, and I kind of was, you'll very, very much spitting the GV, Gary V mantra of jab, 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 right hook. And I was like, listen, I have a ton going on. I don't know if there's anything good in here, but I'll send you guys the content. If you want to use it, have fun with it. Send me stuff if you think it would be cool for Unblocked, and we'll see. They were amazing. Adorable though. I'm like, what? You guys are 18 and you're thinking about how you're going to change the fucking world. Granted, they've been left with an interesting situation, as we all have, but
yeah. That's amazing. Let's really try. If you like end up recording this, would love for you to just hit the YouTube live thing. I feel like these conversations are really, really precious, and would love to see your interaction with, these new people and from all different ages and, nationalities.
I know. I've been joking. I have a bunch of, and you know this because we communicate often. I'm a big voice note person, and there's more and more women that I've met through the internet in Web3 that I'm collaborating with, and we're sending, depending on the day, voice notes back and forth very frequently, and there is so much gold in these voice notes, but that's so overwhelming. Like I'm like, I feel like there's something in this content. Like I need someone that just like take like hours of audio and put it together. Yeah. But so yeah, I think documenting.
Yes.
We don't know. You're a big fan of, I'm a big fan of, but you just forget sometimes. But yeah, I'll try to remember to hop on YouTube Live.
Let's do it. I feel like definitely let's at one point in our life, let's set up this, podcast, unblocked voice notes podcast setting where we combine all these goals of, voice notes that you have and like end up releasing them randomly. I feel like it's going to be a very, very unique
for sure
content thing. And yeah. I remember the last time we hopped on the call, we were talking about .eth, which is, on NFT domains. And that was the time when I really started educating myself and reading about it more and more. And I saw just how undeniably important and critical it is to have one. Yeah. So when was the first time you bought your first ENS domain?
So before I bought my ENS domains, I actually bought, and I can't speak to the difference between the like end appendages, i.e. .eth, .crypto, .nft, but I bought Unblocked and my name via Unstoppable domains, which at the time you couldn't buy. I don't even know if .ens existed at that time. It was probably back in August, maybe this 2021. And I bought, it was kind of a crapshoot. I was like asking my husband, I was really into DAOs at that point. So I think I bought both of those for .nft, .dao, .wallet, I think. And I'm just sitting on those. I don't even know if there's value in using those now that it seems like .ens is the .com, if you will, of Web 2. But then .ens I bought maybe September-ish.
I see.
Yeah. And the first name for Unblocked that I was playing with was, I was playing up on Mint. and my husband bought probably in like July, which he's way more, he's not currently a programmer, but he had somehow learned about .ens, and that was a nice little treat he bought. It was Minty with a Y was the name I was playing with. Thank God I didn't go with that. But he bought Minty.eth, which was really a wonderful surprise, because when the ENS news came out that they were building a DAO and giving tokens of monetary value to the monetary value of what you received was based on when you first bought your domain, ENS domain. I told him about it. He was like, oh yeah, I have Minty somewhere. I was like, you bought it when? He's like, I think I bought it in like June or July. I was like, what? We're gonna be rich. No, we were fun.
Yeah, on the website it says anyone who minted one before the 31st of October is now getting like the tokens of, ENS and everything. So I know a lot of people,
if anyone watching this is an expert on ENS governance tokens, please get in contact with me, because I have been trying to really understand the economics or tokenomics of that token. Right. They've gone down in value so much, which is fine. It was essentially free money, but I haven't been able to figure out if I should sell those off. I wish, I'm not even joking. It was like, I mean, it's thousands of dollars less. Granted, the whole crypto market's down right now, but there's nothing on the interwebs about it. So if anyone knows anything, please get in touch.
Let's tweet about it. Let's find some people, who can probably interact with that tweet, and we can DM them and stuff. Now that I know that
help, you know how I am on Twitter, so
we will find the people in there. And
have you learned anything going deep dive? We have some content coming out that Devika is spearheading on all of the ENS domain stuff.
The fact that it's the new .com, it seemed very intimidating and complicated at first, but the more you read into it, I'm seeing the more things that in the Web3 world are things that we already are familiar of. They just might sound different. They just probably put in a different packaging, but it
just connects all the dots, really.
100%. Yeah. So it's not hard to hear at all. So I feel like exactly how every company has a .com, they will have an ENS, just because how an IP address translates into .com, a wallet translates into ETH. And with more and more companies, I know Puma bought .eth and stuff like that. It just makes it easier to interact in the Web3 world. So without a doubt, every single company, brand, entrepreneur, and person would have a .eth. Undoubtedly.
Yeah, and like that, the essence of that point is actually how I feel about the entire world of Web3. Yeah. People get so, I think, intimidated and tripped up on all this new nomenclature, and a lot of it should trip you up. Like, what DAO sounds fucking scary and intimidating, but I always just go back to reminding people, like, it's all same but different. To your point, an IP address and your wallet address is same but different.
Yeah.
MetaMask is payment processing in certain ways, which is no different than PayPal. They're different. Don't get it twisted, but it's just new infrastructure in a lot of ways. Blockchain is a database. It's similar. It's just as SQL is, or the cloud. So there's so much nuance between the differences in all these technologies, but just like you don't think about what's going on when you upload something to Google Drive from a data storage standpoint, in my opinion, you're not going to think about, what you're uploading or moving on chain with blockchain database. And who knows the speed, but 1 to 5 years, we'll say.
Yeah. And thank you so much for giving me that project. As soon as you said hey, make this video, I did my research, and I was just like, I feel like creating content, I myself am learning so much, and I'm so excited that, we are the pioneers and helping people educate them about this space. So super excited for that video to come out. And also genuinely loved your recent video on how to get involved with crypto. That was literally the essence of how to get involved, is when you actually end up investing, $10 and $50 of your own real money. You start studying, you start, you're feeling anxious when the market's down. That's when you start really, really looking properly. And that video actually did really well and stuff. And I recommend anyone who wants to, until you buy your first NFT, until you buy your first crypto, you will never really understand the place. So I feel that's one of the most important points.
I'm so happy you liked it. Yeah, it's that one seems like it was well received. And I think that's, at the end of the day, that's what I'm just being reminded of and continuing to learn. Like, people just want to know how they can take action. And that's what we're trying to lean into as much as possible.
Yes. And I want to ask you a super random question, which
Please.
is, what was your dream as a child?
Oh my God, that's such a good question. So I've always been a dreamer, and I had a lot of different ones, but oh my God, that's such a good question. When I say I've always been a dreamer, like, it's always, I had so many. I think, like, for example, I had literally, I think, 8 different majors in college, from like athletic science, where I thought I wanted to be, like on the field, taking care of athletes. I wanted to be I was an architect major. A lot of my majors that I wanted to do, like when I was a young girl, I thought I for a second wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon. A lot of these things that I wanted to do, I quickly learned, especially when I was in college, that, the foundation of them was very math and science heavy, and you needed to for like 1,000 years, which all those things just
right.
But had at a higher level, since I was a little girl, I've always had very big aspirations to, I guess, prove myself and build something that provided the world with a great level of value in some way, shape, or form. And I've never really kind of been conventional. Like, since I grew up frequenting the tropics quite a bit, for different reasons. And, I've always thought I wanted to live in the Caribbean, and I plan to someday live in the Caribbean. I don't know what that will mean, how it will come to life, but that's kind of more of an abstract answer. It's very true to form. If you know me, I'm a Gemini through and through. So one day I want to be one thing, the next day I want to be the next. I've gotten more focused on that as I've aged, but yeah, I've always wanted to have a big career and do something that, again, kind of just left the world greater than how I entered it.
That's amazing. And
I feel like you are, but
you are. I feel like we're building Unblocked and stuff. We're building something real, and I genuinely, every day, I really feel proud. I have so many people like reach out to me to work into the NFT space, Web3 space. People are just trying to make money quickly, but very few people talk about leaving an impact and doing it for the community, not just doing it for the money aspect. So, and I feel so like flabbergasted when people randomly reach out to me and be like, "Hey, are you Devika from Unblocked?" And I said, "What?" And they said,
I love
like,
that so much. You never told me that. It literally lights me up.
Someone reached me to at a club at like 1 a.m.
You have to tell me these things. That's literally the best thing I've heard all week.
And also in a different city. I remember when I was in Mumbai and stuff, someone reached out to me and she wanted to connect and stuff. So thank you so much for making these opportunities happen. It's really, really exciting. And the impact we're building is real. It's slow, but it's real and solidifying. So
I also always wanted to have a farm.
Okay.
Like, since I was little, I literally in 2nd grade, I just remember this, lied to my whole class that my grandparents had a house in northern New Hampshire, and I created this like elaborate lie that we had a farm up there. That's where I'd go on the weekends. It was like a little ski chalet. But yeah, it's so random. But I still do, like, that's my goal, is to eventually just be on a farm. I don't think I want to. I hope to be able to have people help me run the farm. Like, I'm not trying to be a farmer, but I'm trying to have people. I am trying to be a farmer, but like only to a certain degree. Like, I want to go like pick the eggs, but I don't want to set up the chicken coop and have to like clean it and stuff, No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, this is just going to be legendary when you actually do end up doing it. We'll definitely be able to, like, manifest this whole thing. And any specific animals you want in your farm?
Specific animals?
Yep.
I I want bees. I want chickens. My newest thing, we had a French bulldog that passed away a few months ago, and it's worth mentioning just because we've been talking about the next dog we want, and we are not ready for this breed, especially. But I've decided that when we are on the farm, I want to get a Great Dane, because I just can't you just see me like walking around a cute like little small town with my huge like 150-pound dog. But like, I mean, we'll see. It depends. It just depends. It's more about being around nature, the gardening part of it. But definitely some eggs and bees. Mini horses would be pretty baller. And then the rest comes down to like support, I'd love some horses, but like I don't know the first thing about taking care of horses. I also think we need like a lot of money to buy them and to care for them. But those cows too, I don't know if you've seen those furry cows that I think they're in Scotland. Those are so fucking cute. I would die for one of those. I don't know if you can have them in this part of the world, but so yeah, we'll see. Again, one thing at a time. Fruit trees, maybe.
That's adorable. Thank you so much for sharing that. Love this. Love discovering this part.
What a weird conversation. ENS domains and furry cows.
That's us, documenting our lives. I feel like it's, brilliant. And
totally.
Super unique.
And this is the other thing that's so fun is with all of this is, and it's one of my favorite things I think about being human, but definitely a woman, is the more women I talk to, it's just, I always laugh when I'm having a conversation with someone and we're talking about like, 1 second we're talking about fucking tarot cards, and the next second we're talking about, blockchain and how it can be used to disrupt supply chain. Like, right. Or you're talking about like to someone and they're like, I was in Miami last week, or like at, the ETH Denver conference at this crazy party. And then they're like talking about being a mother of 3. It's just, we're so dynamic and multifaceted and living in weird times, but it's fucking beautiful. And like, that's how it should be. You should be able to be a witch and be a coder if you want to be. So we'll see how this all manifests as always, but I love it. Again, as a Gemini, as a bipolar Gemini.
Thank you. Love your personality. And I really love that you're so okay with like opening about all these different things. I feel like it makes it super interesting. On the last note, do you have any questions that you would like to put up in the podcast or any ending thoughts?
I don't think so. I mean, no, I don't. I don't have any today. I know you caught me without words, which is a rare thing, but
perfect. Then thank you so much for doing this. I know we were short on time, but appreciate you taking time. And I was doing this. Super excited to connect again and for all the new collaborations that Unblock's coming up with.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing I'll say. If anyone wants to collab with us or has any feedback, questions, don't be shy. We want to hear from you. Even if it's finding Devika at a club somewhere in India.
That's a real incident that happened twice, just by the way. So
so amazing. I love that. You gotta tell me that happens again. But thank you as always. We'll talk soon, my love.
Yes. Bye. Thank you. Bye.